We love to be entertained. We're drawn to things that impress us or carry an image that we want to associate ourselves with. There's no shame in an emotional car purchase, but to those that chase rationality, there's no beating a base Corolla Hybrid. This is the type of car to make you fantasize about responsibility. It's the automotive equivalent to eating chicken and rice or maxing out your Roth IRA yearly. Behind the wheel, there's this feeling that this is what you probably should be driving. Why? Well, first, it's a hybrid that starts out at 24 grand in 2024. It utilizes a highly proven hybrid system paired up with Toyota's long-running 1.8 liter inline 4. I've found it to be easily capable of averaging over 50 miles per gallon while only asking an extra $1,400 up front, which actually means something now that a lot of markups are going away. And while it won't be hung up on the wall of young car enthusiasts anytime soon, it doesn't look fresh off the dollar menu either.
Personally, I think it has an aggressive face with a soft body like a pirate that moisturizes daily. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Briefly, I'd like to thank the friendly scallywags at Royal South Toyota in Bloomington, Indiana for letting me test drive various Toyotas over the years. Royal is dedicated to the community. If you're in the market, check them out and tell them thanks for me.
You're gonna have standard LED projector headlamps with some neat accents, body-colored door handles, heated mirrors, steel wheels, but there is an available package that gives you alloy wheels and proximity entry. And on the inside, it delivers a basic experience. There's an extreme level of simplicity with just a few buttons and dials to control your standard automatic climate control. None of these controls feel as satisfying as what you get with a Mazda or Honda, but their presence is appreciated, and I'm a fan of the clean look. There's not too many glossy plastics to get smudged. We also have a stripped down 8-inch infotainment system with an okay response time, good resolution, brightness, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Still, I think most new car buyers would expect nicer materials and accents, instead of being sacrificed to the god of dark plastics and vinyl. And after owning a GR Corolla for nearly a year, I will add that this interior is susceptible to rattles. The Corolla's seats are also agreeable with support that should be fine for most people, but I think some other competitors offer better cushioning and shape to reduce fatigue. Plus, there's no lumbar adjustment. Let's face it, buying a Corolla Hybrid for interior refinement is as ill-advised as showing her your basement Shrek shrine on the first date. You're probably choosing this for its functionality, so having a vinyl-wrapped wheel, cloth upholstery, no heated seats, or sunroof, that's not a big deal. At least the build quality isn't horrendous, the tech is easy to use and read, it's comfortable enough, interior storage is sufficient, and even at 6'3", I have enough space to be happy. Not just up front, but around back too, with just a gasp of breathing room for my knees and my head. You also have a center armrest and USB-C ports, but no rear console vents. The trunk is competitive for the class, with good height and width, folding rear seats, but no spare tire with the electrified model.
On the road, the Corolla Hybrid's 138 net system horsepower doesn't feel like much of a handicap.
Maybe this is because it weighs under 2,900 pounds, which is actually less than the regular 2-liter Corolla. From a low speed, it takes off okay. The permanent magnet drive motor and naturally aspirated 1.8 liter collaborate well in the mid-range RPM. The e-cvt, which utilizes a separate motor and a planetary gear set,
changes gear ratios in a responsive manner, and it does so without as much of that slippy rubber band feel of a traditional CVT. It doesn't share anything mechanical with that design, yet it will proudly sing the anthem of its continuously variable people.
A 0 to 60 of 8.9 seconds should be more than enough for most people's day-to-day use. But after 40 miles per hour, she very quickly runs out of steam. There's only so much this little engine can do. Much more so than the straight line performance, you're gonna care about that aforementioned 50 mile per gallon number, and that's something that this car actually hits without any problems. And even if you get all-wheel drive, it only knocks the EPA rating down a couple mpg. Plus, that system utilizes a 40 horsepower motor at the rear, making it something that I would definitely recommend for people who live in northern climates. Pulling up to highway speeds, 65 miles per hour. There's a fair amount of tire noise, but wind noise isn't too bad, and unless the engine noise upon an incline would drive you insane.
The Corolla Hybrid should be up to the task of highway miles, but something like the better equipped and more expensive Elantra Hybrid may be more comfortable.
Over a spooky road, the ride quality is still inviting. This is pretty smooth over small to medium-sized imperfections, even going over one after another. The independent rear suspension keeps this thing glued to the ground. That's something that you actually don't get with the standard base Corolla. Even though I also found that to perform well, the Hybrid just takes it maybe one notch further, and even hitting larger potholes and breaks in the pavement, the ride is not harsh. Over a bad road, this is exactly what I want from a compact car. And even throwing it around corners, the stability is impressive. But is it fun? Absolutely not.
Up the speed and the effects of its soft suspension begin to catch up to you in the form of body roll.
Despite that and the numb, light steering, the Corolla does feel precise and easy to maneuver, so I think most people will be perfectly happy with it. And that approachable nature is also assisted by the car's compact dimensions. Some small cars are not really that small, and that's not the case here. In fact, it's easier to see out of than the new Prius. That car is better in a lot of ways, especially when we're talking handling. It actually feels natural and, dare I say, fun to drive. All, of course, at a cost. I think where the Corolla begins to gain back some ground, and don't take this the wrong way, because I'm sure Toyota put a lot of thought into the new Prius, but this does have a more proven engine and chassis.
It's hard to find any complaints with the Hybrid. We initially saw a brake booster recall, a seal problem that would cause doors to trap water. Infotainment and active safety bugs weren't unheard of either, yet those things should be addressed by now. The Hybrid battery does have a lifespan of roughly 12 to 15 years, but many get 300,000 miles before it needs attention. Of course, with a high volume car like this, select people will encounter miscellaneous issues, but it's difficult to find a consistent flaw.
So when it comes to reliability, I don't think I could be more confident in recommending the Corolla Hybrid. And this also comes with Toyota's latest active safety suite that does receive over-the-air updates. I found the adaptive cruise and lane tracing to work really well on the highway in my own Corolla, but that's something that basically any other Toyota has these days. A Prius is $4,000 more and it's harder to find. However, I think it justifies that because it's a more desirable car that has better handling, better features, better seats, more power. It's the car I'd want, but I know that the Corolla Hybrid has what I need.
There's something charming and satisfying about tactically basic transportation. We do lust after excess, but I also believe we idolize restraint and responsibility. That sounds dumb, but hear me out. Some of us wish we had the discipline to eat a balanced diet to achieve our fitness goals, the patience to save and invest money young, the dedication to learn a new language, or the focus to get more work done in less time. We know more or less what we should do, but it's so easy to get sidetracked by that cheeseburger, the $40,000 hatchback, a new TV show, or TikTok. It's human, and it's okay to not ace everything we do, but the common result, at least for me, is guilt. Like maybe I am driving the car I want or eating the foods I love, but I can't do so without feeling a little bit of remorse, which is why I've grown to really admire the entry-level Corolla Hybrid. It's half the cost of the average new vehicle, twice as efficient, and more reliable than a sledgehammer. I'm not saying this is objectively the car to buy. Anything else and you're wasting your money. No, for a lot of people, including myself, I know I'd grow bored if I bought one, but I see the appeal. The powertrain can execute passes. It has the features you'd expect from a new car. There's enough space for a small family, and there's great comfort over bad roads. There's no drama, no guilt, but no personality. If you can live with the latter, then this is exactly the car you should drive. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like to help me tackle the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more fun, detailed car content without fluff. Check out my merch for cool apparel. Follow me on Patreon for an additional podcast, and I'll catch you in the next one.